Welcome to SledHead 24/7. I'm Misha Johnson, and today we are bringing you the ultimate drag race. Last spring, the 2008 Yamaha FX Nitro was named the SledHead 24/7 Sled of the Year. It beat out every sled we tested from all the other manufacturers. So we obviously know how it compares to the other new snowmobiles out there. But we weren't done putting it to the test. Today, the Nitro meets its latest challenge. How would our Sled of the Year stand up against a dragster on the asphalt? We'll soon find out. All right, Pat, so talk to me about this snowmobile that you're going to be racing today.
Well, this snowmobile here is Yamaha's 2008 FX Nitro 3-cylinder, 130 horsepower class sled. This will be the first time we run it the whole quarter mile.
What advantages do you think the snowmobile has?
Well, it is lighter and quicker, and for a 135 horse snowmobile, I'm hoping to get 115 to 118 miles an hour, so we should get there first.
That is crazy. Have you seen that car?
I know, I was looking at it earlier, but I think we'll just have to be a little quicker.
Let's meet the competition. I feel the nerves around here. Are you nervous?
A bit.
Talk to me about the dragster.
Okay. It's a Super Comp dragster. It runs in the high sevens at about 168 miles an hour. It's an aftermarket General Motors engine in it. It puts out 860 horse. It's got a 1300 CFM carburetor on it and a 430 gear on a 33-inch tire. The advantage would be that it tends to go straight when you launch it. It won't be skating around too much. It runs on a 114 octane race fuel, which actually makes it burn slower, so it gets more power out of it. Snowmobiles usually have an advantage. It's easier to turn around and look and see us coming at them, so a little bit of an advantage there.
Earlier this week, we visited Hauk Power Sports to get a first-hand look at how Pat got his sled race ready for the asphalt.
My nickname has been the Iceman for 30 years. When we get to these races, I'm pretty cool at it. Never get jittery or nothing. This racing this car is going to be a little bit different, but I think we'll come through as the Iceman again. We're working on a sled here to race on the blacktop. This is Yamaha's 2008 FX Nitro, 3-cylinder, 1050cc, fuel injected. And we were going to get it ready to race a car. Hopefully we can beat the car, but we need to do some tricks to make it perform a little better for the blacktop. This is our new single pipe for the FX Nitro. It gives 3-4 horse, saves 9 pounds. The exhaust system we built in-house by Hauk Power Sports. It's going to be called our Hauk Husher. Because it's quiet, it's only a half a decimal higher than stock, yet saves 9 pounds of weight. We have a camoplast track here. It's a 40 durometer. It's a slick made for snowmobiles. This is a 15.5-inch track. We ended up putting some wheels underneath it. You can see here, little wheels here, inside, outside, to relieve the pressure from the track from hitting the rail, the aluminum rail here. We have a chain back here wrapped in the back of the suspension, so we can pull the back of the sled down 3 inches so we can get lower to the ground so we can get more speed. It's got the Fox shocks on it, so it was really easy to do. We only put like 25 pounds of pressure in each shock, so it lowered the front end. And then we went and shortened up the strap on the suspension, on the front of the suspension, which you can't see, but they have a strap, so we shortened that up 2 inches so we can get the sled down to the ground so it's more aerodynamic. We went on this one here, we put some USI skis on it. It's got the wider wheels, better for handling, going down the blacktop, nice for turning. This sled comes with 135 horse, which is awesome. We ended up adding our single exhaust on the back, gives it about 4 more horse. Then we added a header system from the engine back, which gives it another 5 or 6. And then we went and added some K&N filters up front, which gives it another 3 horse. So this sled got about 15 extra horse, so it's about 150 horse. We wanted to make sure we can beat this car. Supposedly this car is supposed to turn in the 10 seconds, and I just wanted a little extra to cover the base. So we kind of got this match going, and we're gonna go see what happens. See you guys in Brainerd.
Today's race is only a small taste of what you can expect this season on SledHead. In fact, the track here at BIR marks the first stop of the SledHead 24/7 Triple Crown series of cross-country racing. Here's a preview of what you can expect this winter.
And Bunky has been second.
Join me and the USCC for the second annual SledHead 24/7 Triple Crown series. All the big names in cross country are sure to be there, but don't be intimidated. There are classes to suit every skill level, from amateur to professional. Are you afraid of Jeremy Hua from Speedwerx?
Who?
Jeremy Hua?
Oh, no.
Feeling better than I thought I would after coming off the couch and racing for the first time in a couple years.
And of course, there will be big cash and prizes at stake.
His fifth straight win. He's still undefeated on the season. Number 55 on his canoe out of Bagley, Minnesota, Brian Beardall.
I don't know. Have to go faster if they want to beat me, I guess.
I think I might see April Moritz over there. Look. All right, April, you were involved with the SledHead 24/7 Triple Crown series last year. Tell us about your experience.
Well, it was actually brought back a lot of memories. It's been a while since I had raced the cross-country type of racing, and I was really excited to get out there and try it and see what I had left in me and if I could do it again. For the 2 days of racing, I must say that I had a lot of fun.
Are you going to race this year?
I hope so. I'm planning on it.
So can I get a big SledHead 24/7 hug? For information and entry forms, visit usccracing.com or sledhead24-7.com. Would you recommend competing in the SledHead 24/7 Triple Crown?
I really think that it was an awesome experience, and that if anyone has the opportunity to, that they should take advantage of it for sure.
We hope to see you out here on the race course this winter.
We've got the Turbo see, now I'm gonna do it again. Okay, so we've got the IQ LX Turbo here.
IQ Turbo LX.
Sled is really cool.
It really is. I really liked it for trail riding. This has super smooth power delivery for 4-stroke intercooled turbo, 140 horse. Same thing from right at engagement at low RPM all the way to the top. Pulls solid, smooth. It's not set up real aggressively for an aggressive trail rider. It's more of a touring sled.
Which is great.
It is for the touring guy. It's touring person, touring rider. Absolutely fantastic. Power delivery is smooth, and once again the same great handling that you usually get from the Polaris.
One thing we all have to remember is not everybody's out there for that aggressive ditch banging bump sled. Some of us want just a touring sled too, and this sled is really great for that.
Yep.
It's got great power, great handling.
It does, and it does know you can really. I went fairly fast over the bumps. This does suck up the bumps. I mean, you can kind of do both. To go for your trail ride, if you want to really get after and get more aggressive, this will take it. I didn't have any shock fade. The shocks didn't go away. It stayed. The suspension was nice, the whole way. It never got soft on me at all.
So we've got 128 inches of track.
Yep. And it's 1-inch hacksaw. Great track, hooks up well. I mean, it really does. It had plenty of traction for what we're doing out here today.
Absolutely.
You're not going to go off trail boondocking through the trees and 4 feet of snow in it, but that's not what it's designed for. For what it is, it's a great touring, great touring, it's a great trail sled, I thought.
Great Midwest.
Yep. Really good. We did ergonomics. We didn't talk about the adjustable handlebars. Last one in the model lineup, I think it said, with adjustable handlebars. Pretty sick deal. Adjustable handlebars. When you sit on it, for everybody has different, like for me, the length from my knee back, if I'm sitting forward, I don't want the handlebars. I can't have them for the average person who's going to have them back here. Shorter person with shorter arms, love the adjustable handlebars. Put it all the way, fits perfect. Anybody in between, short to tall.
That's
love the adjustable handlebars.
A really nice feature.
Yep.
Really accommodates everyone.
Exactly, so it doesn't matter, large or tall, big or small, you can cover them all. Sure is nice. And that's one thing too, when you get in the acceleration, I was saying how smooth it pulls. You could compare it to the pull, I think, of a 2-stroke. There's virtually no turbo leg. I mean, there really isn't. Your intercooled turbocharger, turbo, intercooler, there's very little leg, and typically you have a leg when you give it the throttle. It's going to be, a second or two before the RPM catch up, and as it builds RPM, builds boost, builds power. This doesn't have that problem. It's really smooth all the way up.
Absolutely.
stay right where you are. When we come back, we'll get a first-hand look at the brand new Arctic Cat race sleds, hot off the assembly line.
It's awesome. You know, it's a new sled from the ground up. It's something completely different. You know, it isn't small changes here and there like we've had in the past. It's definitely a whole new level.
SledHead 24/7 is brought to you by Polaris, experience winning performance. Yamaha, the leader in four-stroke snowmobile technology. Arctic Cat, share our passion. And Snow Week Magazine and SnowGoer.com, home of the Inside Power Sports Show. Welcome back to SledHead 24/7. We are just moments away from today's big race.
We've raced up here at Brainerd back in '95 when Yamaha won the first inaugural blacktop race with a VMAX 4.
So what are your predictions for today then?
The same thing. Yamaha should win.
So what's your guess? Who is going to win today's drag race? We're going to find out in a few minutes, but first, school is in session for the team at Speedwerx. They are off to Arctic Cat Racing School.
We're here in Thief River Falls, Minnesota, home of Arctic Cat. We're actually here for the 2008 annual race school for the unveiling of the new 2008 race sled, which Speedwerx actually had a pretty big part in building. Let's get inside and check out Arctic Cat's latest sensation. After a year and a half in the making and some of the biggest internet buzz in the snowmobile sphere, Arctic Cat has finally introduced its 2008 racing sled. It is new from the ground up, and a ton of racers are shaking in their boots to get on this thing.
Super pumped. It works really, really well. Looks good, feels good, power is really good.
It's awesome. You know, it's a new sled from the ground up. It's something completely different. You know, it isn't small changes here and there like we've had in the past. It's definitely a whole new level, and from what I've seen riding it last week, the thing is just unbelievable.
It's an all-new front suspension geometry. So we've pulled back the nose of the sled for more of the mogul mashing, a lot more ground clearance coming into the nose. The track drive has been moved up over 2 inches relative to the ground. Riders further forward, better steering, more steering angle on the skis. All new chassis framework. Allowed us to keep the motor and the mass real centralized between the rider's legs. Makes it feel real nimble and movable from a rider standpoint.
Speedwerx had a hand working with Arctic's engineering department on the engine port timing on the stock machine. We helped with the design of the exhaust system on the stock machine and the clutch calibration. And then we also build all of the components for the mod kits for the mod sleds.
Well, we chose Speedwerx again this year because he's actually been very instrumental in helping us build just the stock motor package as well. With limited resources here and Steve's knowledge at the track has allowed us to pull him in and help us develop the stock motor package as well. So he knew the motor real well from doing that, and it just allowed him to build even a better mod package.
Now, you being the media relations guy for Arctic Cat, what has been the excitement and the buzz going on around here about the new sled?
There's been a huge buzz about this. As you probably know, we're the last to release our race sled this year, and expectations have been high. People are wondering what the heck are they doing, you know, and pretty funny, a couple days ago, some spy photos went up on the internet. We had it parked in front of the race shop for like 2 seconds, and some kid took a photo of it.
Arctic Cat holds its annual race school to teach their team ardent racers and mechanics all of the technical information about their new sled and how to keep it running at top notch.
There's a handful of seminars at race school, everything from your mod setups to your clutching and everything about your chassis, and I mean the whole sled's new, so they're covering it top to bottom.
What are some things that you want to focus on in your presentation coming up here?
We're just kind of, you know, giving insight to what like the top racers are doing for the younger riders coming up, like, you know, what we eat before the races, how we prepare for the races,
right.
And just basically any questions that they have or might be seeking, we try to help them out as much as we can.
Speedwerx is leading a few classes at race school to talk about the mod motor kit they developed for the 2008 race sled, and Steve will be talking about the VIP.
Basically the presentation that I'm doing, we're going over the Speedwerx mod motor package for the 08 Snow Pro sled. What's involved in the kit, what steps they need to take to install it, what things to look out for, and what to expect. Just
Okay.
to answer any questions in between there that they may have on the kit or anything like that.
What's the deal with the VIP?
The VIP system is a data acquisition system that plugs into the wiring harness on the sled, and while the driver is out there riding or racing or testing or whatever, it gathers all the information about the engine RPM, the exhaust temperature, track speed, and then when the driver is done, comes back into the pits or to the race trailer, we can pull that little box off, take it to the laptop, and download all that information so that the mechanics can look at it and decide if we need to make a clutching adjustment or a jetting adjustment or anything like that to keep the sled at peak performance. Back in the old days, it was all seat of the pants, and now we have all this fancy equipment to use, and it really, after you use it for a while, you wonder how we ever did it before. I mean, we'd be lost without it now.
Well, we're excited to see the new sled at the races coming up here in a couple weeks. So these guys I know they got to get out and get testing, so it'll be fun to...
Duluth's a short time away.
I know, it's only 2 weeks away, so stay tuned for that. Do you have a question for the Speedwerx team? Email Speedwerx at sledhead24-7.com or log on to the SledHead 24/7 message board and post it under the Tech Questions forum.
When we come back, find out if the Iceman's FX Nitro can beat the Dragster at its own game. Well, the sled and the Dragster have both gotten their practice laps. Now it's time for the real deal. I had the honor of giving the green flag, or in this case, the pink Arctiva jacket arms. And they're off. As Pat predicted, the lighter snowmobile got the whole shot and never looked back. The Nitro owned the asphalt. The FX Nitro crossed the finish line so fast, even when we try to look at it frame by frame, it's a total blur. Talk to me about it.
I mean, I hit the throttle and it just left and I didn't know where he was.
Let's take another look.
Well, I'm thinking, you know, I got him out of the hole by a lot, and I'm thinking he is really going to fly by me. So I says, he's not coming yet. I'm going to look at the speedometer.
However, there was one prediction Pat got wrong. He ended up going even faster than expected.
And for 135 horse snowmobile, I'm hoping to get 115 to 118 miles an hour. I looked at the speedometer once, it showed 129. So he was going.
129.
Yeah, on this little one.
So as you're going down, you're actually looking down to see how fast you're going?
I always do. I want to see how it's working. The sled just took off, and at the other end, it just kept right on pulling. Well, the nice thing about the sled is it's fuel injected. We didn't have to do anything with the motor. We just showed up, geared it for a quarter mile, put a track on it, put some wheels on it, and it performed awesome.
Before we close the show, here's one last look at how the Yamaha FX Nitro became our 2008 Sled of the Year.
The votes have been tabulated. It's time to pick our Sled of the Year. Had 4 different riders, 4 obviously radically different opinions. It was so difficult to come down, and we're down to 2 snowmobiles. 2. Out of all of these that we tested and evaluated, it comes down to 2. Ski-Doo MXZX 600 FX Nitro RTX. Down to 2. Which one of the 2? Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Will the SledHead 24/7 Sled of the Year please pull forward now? Here's what happened. We couldn't decide, so we asked for your help. Thousands of people flooded the SledHead 24/7 website to vote for either the Yamaha FX Nitro RTX or the Skidoo MXZ 600. In the end, the new Yamaha FX Nitro RTX won out. Based on your votes and ours, SledHead 24/7 would like to congratulate Yamaha on producing the 2008 Sled of the Year, the Yamaha FX Nitro RTX. Anybody that buys one of these bad boys is going to be pretty excited as we were to ride it, because this thing is sweet.
SledHead 24/7 is brought to you by Arctiva, the Performance Power Sports Outfitter, the USCC, the official cross-country racing association of SledHead 24/7, and Truckee Boots and Z1R helmets, the perfect fit. Well, that does it for this episode of SledHead 24/7, but true to our name, you can check us out online at sledhead24-7.com, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can watch our entire video archive. I will see you next time. April Moritz, what did you think of the race today?
I couldn't believe it, but I guess, I had to see it with my own eyes, and the sled won. That's awesome.
And it was real.
That's for sure.
It's not a dream.
It's not a dream. You're not dreaming.
Today's race is only a small taste of what you can expect, see? See, Nevin?